Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Helen, and we're back with another video. And today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're doing a story time of what happened with me. So let's get started with the story time. Okay, it basically all started spring break. Like, as soon as spring break started, I got super sick. I was super sick. I started throwing up. I was my head started hurting. I was super sick. I couldn't even eat. I lost all my appetite. I couldn't even eat. It was so bad. It was so bad. And we had some family members over, and I couldn't even enjoy being with them because I was so sick. And I was always in my room or in my parents' room because my family members were sleeping in my room. So I had to go to my parents' room to sleep. And I was super sick. It was not fun. It was horrible. It was just horrible. On April 5th, which was Sunday, I went to church because I wanted to go, Even though I was super sick, I wanted to go. And we had our little Easter thing we had a play, and we were doing the play where Jesus came back to life, so we were doing the Easter play. That same day we went to the hospital because I started bruising. I started bruising right here. It's mainly gone, but you can still see a little bit. But this whole thing was so bruised. You could see how bruised it was. It was so bruised. It was this much bruised. This one, I got it when I was in the hospital, but it was this. This was this. And that's when my parents were okay, yeah, we gotta go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital and they put me an IV in, and they were okay, so this isn't an emergency. You gotta go to Salt Lake City right now because this isn't an emergency. You gotta take your daughter to a better hospital because here we don't have those those special doctors to help your daughter. So you gotta go to Salt Lake City right now. So don't mind me. I have a journal of everything that happened. I literally have a whole journal. I literally wrote down every single thing that happened. So basically, the emergency was that my platelets were super low. So yeah, my platelets were super low. So the normal range is 150,000 to 400,000 per microliter. You know how much I had? I had 4,000. That's barely nothing. So that's why they were you gotta go to the hospital right now. This isn't an emergency. They were go. They're go. That same night, we literally went to the hospital. We got there the next day, of course, because it was 9 o'clock when they told us this. So we got there at 1 a.m. of April 6th. We got there on Monday. But good thing that I was not too severe, or else I would but yeah, we got there on time, and they brought us to the emergency room in Salt Lake. Salt Lake City, Utah. We went all. It was like a 3-hour drive, but like I survived, so it's fine. We got to the emergency room, and they told us that my platelets were low and stuff. If you don't know what platelets are, it's fine. I have my important vocabulary here. Yeah, I feel like all that stuff. So platelets are like small colorless blood cell fragments produced in bone marrow that prevent bleeding by clumping or clotting to seal vessel injuries. And a normal platelet count is 150,000 to 400,000 per microliter of blood. And I have 4,000, so it was like an emergency. Literally in an emergency. Basically what the doctor said was that my platelets were super low and that we needed to get them up or else I was gone. So basically the diagnose that the doctor gave me are two. Evans syndrome and TTP. So Evans syndrome is a rare and chronic. I can't even say these big words, guys. A rare and chronic autoimmune disorder where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys its own red blood cells, platelets, and sometimes white blood cells. So, that's what Evans syndrome is, and I had it, okay? I don't have it anymore because I trust God took away those bad stuff away from my body and healed my body. And then the TTP one is a rare, life-threatening blood disorder that is a medical emergency requiring immediate treatment. It is characterized by the formation of numerous small blood clots throughout the body which use up platelets and damage red blood cells as they squeeze past the obstructions. So that's what I had. That's what they diagnosed me with. They diagnosed me with two stuff. Evans syndrome and TTP. Now, what did they do to heal me? Well, good question. It was not fun. The treatment was not fun, guys. So, I did get moved to another room after the emergency room. I got moved to like a bigger room. It was like it was not that big. It was kind of big, but like not really that big. So during that week, it was for a week that they had me in that room. And I wanted to take a shower because I felt nasty. I literally felt disgusted. I felt nasty. Like I could feel dirt on my fingernails. So I asked the doctors if I could take a shower and they're like, yes. And they covered my IV. This is where my IV was. Well, this is where my IV was before. This is the IV they put me when I was in the hospital in my town. But then they put me a new IV. They didn't put the new IV until later on. So I still had the old IV. So they covered this one up. When I showered, sorry, I just ate and like I'm burping bad. But they covered my IV. So I went to go take a shower. But I think that was a very bad idea But good thing I finished on time. So I showered. I did everything I needed to do. I washed my hair. I washed my body. Like, everything was good until I was drying up and like getting changed, getting my clothes on. I started getting dizzy. And like I was like literally, I could not see anything. It was like blurry. I was getting dizzy. The door was locked, so like, who was gonna come in and save me? So I was like, okay, I gotta unlock the door so my dad can come in. So I unlocked the door and I screamed. I literally screamed my dad. I screamed to my dad because my dad was the one that took me to the hospital, so my mom was not there. My brothers were not there. My brothers and my mom were at home. They were right here at home. And I was with my dad in the hospital in Salt Lake. So I called my dad and I was like, I didn't tell him I was dizzy. I just screamed. And when I scream like that, my dad knows something's wrong. So he ran into the bathroom and called the nurses. I passed out for like a few minutes and then I woke up. I didn't even know what was going on. I just remember me like feeling dizzy and then screaming, and then I was in the hospital bed again. So yeah, I was like super scared. I literally cried and I told my dad, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. And he's like, no, calm down. Like, everything's gonna be all right. Like, you're in the hospital so you could get better. It's not because you want to, it's because it's so you can get better. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I was like getting bored of being in the hospital. Like, being in the hospital is not fun, guys. Like, not fun. But after that week, I got like moved to the ICU. So they're like, okay, we're gonna start your treatment. So they had to put on like something right here. If you can see the scar right here, yeah, they put like a big tube, like a bit, like something. It was like a tube. I'll show the picture here, right here. That's what I had on. It's like, and when they took it out, like when they discharged me, like that thing was so long. I thought it was short, but it was long. And that thing was inside my chest. Like, that thing was inside my chest. But like when they pulled it out, like that thing was big. But yeah, that's what they put on me. So after they put the thing on, they moved me to the ICU, which, if you don't know what an ICU is, an ICU is an intensive care unit. It's a specialized hospital department that provides critical care and life support for patients with severe life-threatening illnesses or injuries. So I was there, and like, there was like, my parents would always close the door. There were like these sliding doors and then a curtain, and they would always close it because they're like, it's the ICU, like, and we don't want you to see like traumatizing stuff, so we're gonna close it. Yeah, traumatizing stuff happens there. This one time, I heard the alarm. It went off so loud, and all the doctors ran. And then my dad closed the door. He's like, yeah, well, we're not watching that. And then my next door, like, because there's like these certain rooms, and like I was in this room, and then there was another room next door with a sliding door and a curtain too. And the next door, the next room next to me, it was a baby, and whenever I wouldn't sleep, the baby would sleep. And whenever I would sleep, the baby was crying all night. So like, Yeah. So whenever I would wake up, whenever I was awake, the baby was asleep, and I was like, oh, so now you're asleep. But when I'm asleep, you're crying. But poor babies. I've seen like I never saw the baby that was next to my room, but like I think like it was very critical because he was in the ICU like me. But like all the kids there, like I really felt bad for them. Sometimes I pray for them because I don't want them to suffer. So yeah, it was like not fun being in the ICU, and I couldn't even move. I had to be in the bed all the time. It was not fun. But that's when I started my treatment, and that's when my platelets started going up. So the treatment they would give me was the Plex treatment. They were, if you don't know what the Plex treatment, so it's basically a therapeutic plasma exchange. So it's basically a medical procedure to remove harmful antibodies from blood or hair bond building treatments that repair damaged hair structures. So basically that helps because it literally exchanges like your blood and stuff and all that stuff. So the thing they put me here, they connected it to this like machine. It's called the Plex machine. So it's a specialized device that separates blood into plasma and cells. It filters out unhealthy plasma containing harmful antibodies or toxins and replaces it with healthy donor plasma or albumin, returning the purified blood to the patient to treat autoimmune, neurologic, and blood disorders. So basically, it helped me a lot because my platelets were like so low, and then boom, they went up so fast. They were like, woo, they were like this way loud. They were like way here, down here. This is the normal range, right? This is like the normal range. My platelets were like all the way over here. And then they started going up. They started going up back to normal, which that was a good thing. They were like, the doctors were like, yeah, that's a good thing that your platelets are going up. So once my platelets were like almost back to normal, they're like, okay, you're done with the ICU. You can go up a floor. Actually, 2 floors up because the ICU was in the 2nd floor and there's like 4 floors. And I got moved to the 4th floor. So I got moved up and they're like, you don't need to be in the ICU anymore. So I got moved up to a bigger room. This room was bigger than the first room, actually. So we got moved up to the 4th floor. I didn't need to be in the ICU anymore, so I didn't need to see any more traumatizing stuff anymore. So yeah, and that's in the ICU. I stayed there for like a week. I stayed in the ICU for a week, and then I got moved up to the 4th floor, and I stayed there for a week. So it was like 3 weeks in total in the hospital. Yeah, 3 weeks. So I got moved up to the 4th floor. It was much bigger, and it was my own room. So I didn't like, it was like actually peaceful. And there was an Xbox there. So I could play whatever I wanted. So basically my last Plex treatment was in that room. Guys, the Plex treatment is not fun. You literally get so cold. You literally get so cold. Sorry, my dad just came in my room. He's always like checking on me. Like, it's so cute. It's like I'm a baby again. They're checking me like every single minute, making sure I'm okay. But anyways, the Plex treatment is not fun. You literally get so cold. Literally, I'm not even kidding. I had like 20 blankets on. No, I'm kidding. That's extra. No. I'm exaggerating. It's like 8 blankets. But still, you're like super cold. Like, you have to have a bunch of blankets to stay warm. And like the blankets they were bringing you, they were actually warm. They told my dad there's like this special room where there's like warmed blankets. And whenever you go in, it's like warm. I want to go in now. But like the blankets like are so warm. Like whenever they would put it on me, when my Plex treatment would start, I would literally like, I wanted to fall asleep. Like, but I couldn't because like I had to stay like this the whole time. Like just laying on my back and just seeing how much time there was on the Plex machine, because they were like face the Plex machine like directly like this, so I could see like the time. The Plex treatment takes like 45 minutes, almost an hour. They say that mostly it takes an hour, but like it takes, for me it was like 45 minutes or like 50. So mine was fast. But yeah, the Plex treatment is not fun. You get super cold. And like you have to wear a lot of blankets, and then you're all stiffed up like this. And you're just like, hello? But it helped me, so I'm happy that we did that treatment because it helped my platelets go up. So then the doctor was like, once you get your platelets up to the normal range, you can go home. And I'm like, yes! And that was like my last Plex treatment. So I was like, yes, I'm gonna go home finally. Sorry, I have a visitor that came to visit me. So I'll be right back with my story time. Okay guys, I'm back. I got my water. Okay, I got this yesterday from another visitor that came yesterday too. A lot of people are visiting me because they really miss me, because I've been gone for 3 weeks. But I got this cup yesterday from one of my mom's friends. It's so cute. I love it. And literally the doctor said I have to drink a lot of water, so this is perfect. Okay, and then the visitor that came to visit me right now gave me $40. He gave me $40. He said to buy me a book. But you know it's not true. I'm not gonna buy a book. I already have like a lot of books. And I still haven't like finished the book I'm reading right now. But he gave me $40 to buy a book. I dropped my money. Okay, back to story time. You did not just watch me brag about my presents. Okay, story time. Actually, let's get back to the story. I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, how the Plex treatment was not fun. Oh, so basically, yeah, we finished the Plex treatment, so I was like, yes, I get to go home, right? Guess what? The doctor came and he's like, oh, we just found out that there's other like other stuff that are not in the normal range. So we gotta, well, first he said that I had to stay 2 more days to see if my platelets will stay in the normal range while I was there without the Plex treatment. So I had to stay there 2 more days, and my platelets were going up without the Plex treatment. So the doctor was like, okay, that's good. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna go home very soon. But then the doctor was like, oh, there's other stuff that is not in the normal range, so we need 1 more day so that could change. Actually, no. Yeah, he said that. He said that they were way high, and so they needed it to go down a little bit. And then it went down a little. So I stayed 1 more day, and it went down a little bit, and they're like, okay, you can go home now. So, yeah, we went home after that. So basically, we went home after that. It was so much. So, we stayed in Salt Lake 1 more day, me and my family, after we got discharged, because we wanted we didn't want to go home right away, like, right as soon as I got discharged, because that would, be, in the car ride home, it would be, super tiring. And plus, they already had a hotel reserved, so they were like, okay, we're gonna stay in Salt Lake just 1 more day. The same day I got discharged, we stayed, and we were in the hotel. And so, yeah, water break. Okay, we're done with water break. Anyways, we stayed there. We just stayed there after I got discharged, and we went to El Pollo Loco, my favorite restaurant, and it was so yummy. It was so yummy, guys. I wanted food from outside the hospital. I was tired of the food from the hospital, and I wanted some food from my mom's food, either my mom's food or from a restaurant, from my favorite restaurant. And days before they even knew what day I was gonna get discharged, I told my parents, once I get discharged, I want to go to El Pollo Loco, and they're like, okay, we're doing that. And when I got discharged, they're like, let's go to El Pollo Loco, and I'm like, yes. So we went to El Pollo Loco, and it was so yummy. And yeah, I had to take 3 medications home. I'm gonna put the names here because my parents can't even pronounce them. How am I supposed to pronounce them? But here are the medicines and what day and what time, how much I need to take. But this is the medications I need to take. It's 3 of them. 2 of them are pills, and 1 of them is a liquid. So yeah, I gotta take a lot of medicines. But at least it's not in the afternoon. It's only at day and night. So I really don't need to take any medications during the afternoon or noon. I just need to take one in the morning and at night. So yeah, that was my story time, guys. Hopefully I did not traumatize you with all the bruises that I showed you and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that once I was in the ICU, they took out this IV and put a new IV here. So that's why I have this bruise on here. lot of bruises right now, actually. But from this hand, well, right here, I have a big bruise too, because they would take out my blood to see how my platelets would look and put it in the lab so they would know, like, if my platelets were going up or not. But yeah, from this hand, not very much bruising. This hand, all bruised up. But it's gonna go away. But yeah, that was my story time, guys. I hope you liked my video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all like the support, guys. I know I don't have much followers, but the followers that actually like cared, thank you very much. I pray to God, like my parents pray to God all the time that I would get much better, and He did came it true. He healed me, and I know that He's gonna heal all the kids that are over there still in the hospital. My parents met a lot of parents there with kids that were very sick, that their kids were very sick too and didn't get answers like me. And my parents were like, and they also believed in God, so they were like, yeah, God is gonna heal your daughter. And like my parents were like, oh yes, He is, like God is gonna like heal your daughter too. Like they were like you know, it was like, and it was like so cute. But like yeah guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, girlies.